going and saying, me, you know, change my thing. But now it's essentially I've come out of my shell a lot more. Now I'm around people that I appreciate.
Yeah. Well, I think as you get to know people...
And that's the half the thing. Look at Little Lifter. Soon, I'm speaking ill of him again, but look at Little Lifter. How as soon as she's broke away from that isolation thing, she's coming into her own. She's like a whole new woman. She is. And it's like that. This is going to do Kiva a world of good because she's now. It's almost been forced into being a part of a group.
Yeah.
It was her choice to stay out of the group.
And that was, and I think people are now realising it, that was why I had the troubles to begin with that I had with Shabby, and then I just let it go. Because I had very good relationships from day one with both Kiva and Iffy. And so the first couple of days I had really nice chats with them, Iffy about music, Kiva about Ireland and politics, and I felt generally privileged to know them. But by day 3 or 4, they were so under Shabby's control in that bathroom that that relationship was gone. And I will be honest, I slightly resented that because I felt that I had made 2 friends that were basically snatched from me because she didn't really want them to mix with other people.
Yeah.
And that was why she and I initially had problems.
But it was sort of like from day one, they formed such like a tight pact that they did isolate the things. And to a certain extent, as the weeks went on, I'm not bothered. I'll even talk to the camera and say, I don't want to be a part of that. That was hindering my experience.
Yeah.
Being around people that were miserable and stuff all the time and were stropping all the time. It influenced my personality.
Well, I tell you the other thing that I thought was...
Greatly, it hampered me.
Something else that I thought was interesting, even though at the time they were your sort of close friends and you knew us a lot less, and I know everyone teases me for being lazy, and I know sometimes I am lazy, but actually all of us always from day one helped a bit to tidy the kitchen and the dishes and stuff afterwards. What I thought was interesting was that some of those sort of smokers in your group, you know, I never saw them do addition the whole time that they were there.
And I feel bad for holding my tongue with them. Because, well, you know what I mean? I really do feel bad for holding my tongue, but this is what it was. It suppressed a lot in me. You know, like keeping my opinions to myself a lot, which I did at the start. I never, like, you know, spoke out of turn, really. And which I regret, because when you bottle stuff up, it drags you down. That's why I called them the little raincloths of doom around my neck. Because essentially, if you're around negative people and around people that are stropping and are being that way inclined, it brings you down.
Yeah.
It brings you down. If you're in a room full of people crying, it's only a matter of time before you start crying.
And that's why when
if you're in a room full of people that are laughing, 9 people out of 10 are laughing, the chances are you're the 10th person and you will start laughing.
And that's why, like...
And emotions, you know what I mean? You feed off other people's emotions.
Well, that's why when I'm in London, if I go through a spell, which we all do sometimes, I keep to myself. You know, I still chat to my friends on the phone, but I'll have 3 or 4 days where I don't really go out very much because I think to myself, I don't want to bring down other people because I'm feeling a bit crap. In a few days, I'll feel fine again. So you write it out, you achieve something, you write a song, you do something like that. And then when you're well, you're well.
And that's it. Like you say, well, it just goes to show you are inadvertently influenced by the people around you. If people are happy, even if you're the most grumpy, narky person, eventually you're going to warm up.
That's why
you're going to warm up.
That's why he's such a joy, as you now realise, to be around, because Dave is always happy. And that's made my stay here
Because the thing with Dave and yourself, because I didn't spend the time to get to know you in the start, and a lot of the other people in the group had issues with you.
Yeah.
I was around that, and I wasn't finding out for myself. It was almost like, oh, John, you know, off what people know, and you sort of basically...
Because you have to, because you've got no choice.
Yeah, because you've got nothing to go on. You're going off what other people are saying, and you're basically thinking you understand what a man is or a person is by going off what you know. It's like if you read a book about someone.
Well, Dave...
You don't know the person. You have a generalisation of what they're about. And if that doesn't sit with you, you're not going to go, oh, I want to go meet him. You're not. That's what I mean. So inadvertently, that's what I mean. I'm a bit disappointed that I didn't get to know people in the start, because it'd have made this whole month it's flown, but it'd have made it go a whole lot better.
Yeah.
Well, don't worry.
That's it. In the final like week and a half of Shabbat, I very rarely spoke to her. I'm not ashamed to say it. I didn't want to be around her.
No.
It's not that I disliked her or hated her. I just didn't want to be around miserable people. I just didn't. It's not that, you know what I mean, everyone's got the good points and the bad points, but for me, it suits me being around happy people because it suits my personality.
Yeah.
It's just fact, isn't it?
Definitely.
There's no real intelligence in saying that. It's just common sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, Josie, you're so precious, Jose.
Precious.
What are you reading about today, Dave?
I'm reading the words of our Lord. So good.
Is the recitals going to start?
I don't know whose, dude, I don't know whose pillow I...
But end of the
You're
day,
doing
you're
good
like,
on
you don't mind
You've got me ready to bond. Who's not like this, is
the language, man.
I feel so deflated.
Hey?
I feel so deflated where I'm
Why?
not doing nothing all day.
That's we're boring up.
Shut your mouth.
You're the biggest lobe you
Yeah,
ever
just because they're bloody bigger than your peanut head, don't mean you've got to do that. I just had a cigarette. I smell like Fag Ash Lil.
When you meet Jesus, he's so beautiful, so full of love.
Who?
And my Lord.
This week, that's why we haven't heard.
No.
Sometimes he is, sometimes he's not.
I reckon there's going to be 5 up today.
5?
When? How many?
Tell us soon.
You think there'll be 5 too? What's the Lord saying?
He said he loves you, man. With an
Corin, Kiva, you're a Brazilian impression.
No, shit. Last night.
Come on, John.
Come on,
Last night.
do it. Come on, John.
What's the song again?
I
Don't
went,
be
in a, I
shy.
went in a diary room. I said we hadn't known.
Yeah.
As you're developing in the womb, the radiation, you're getting hit by different level of radiation on this part of your solar orbit as opposed to here while you're developing, which could play an influence in how you develop, you know, how as you're developing as a baby inside your
Yeah,
mother's
most
womb.
definitely. But why that, Mario? It actually wasn't to talk about science. I was just using that as an example. But with you and Ben, because you had already told yourself, he reminded you of Cameron, you would have looked for any possible thing that would make stand out, because you'd already be looking for it, that reminds you of him, and then get attached to it.
Yeah,
That's just what.
that's the mistake I made.
That's what humans do. Don't feel bad about it. We all do it. I said, you had my little example about the job interview, didn't you?
No.
I might have said it to John when he was going mad at Rachel, that when you go for a job interview, this is literally how it is. The person interviewing you, as soon as you walk in the door, they will have...
That's it.
I'm getting better. Mario, why would you ever do that?
Because I don't want you to smoke.
You don't want me to die? The interviewee, he will have... No, the interviewer. Where's the light?
You keep everything in one place. It can't go anywhere. So
But
how do you
it's
lose
because
things?
when you're a smoker, you're not thinking when you're smoking, and people tend to put it in their pocket without. people naturally just put it in their pocket because they're talking and then they just walk off because on the outside you have one in your pocket. In here, people can't seem to get to grips with that. You can't have it in your pocket. Oh, Mario! Right, there's 5 people I need to ask, or 4. Corinne, you wouldn't happen, or Nathan, to have the lighter. You are a complete idiot.
What are you talking about?
Mario, stop it.
You
No one else is going to find it funny.
Pardon?
I'm going to